joining us. He is traveling with the WSU women's basketball team. He's far away, but all of that good stuff. We'll chat with him about all the things he's involved in and the stuff that we do together as well. But first, how's everybody's morning going?
Top of the morning. It's going good. Going really good. How about you guys? Okay, good. Naj?
Alive and well, man.
Alive and well. Okay.
Pat, what about you?
Don't rush into speaking, guys. This is a podcast. It's not like anyone's got to talk or something on a podcast. No, I'm great,
we
man.
don't talk much.
Everything is good here in Birmingham, Alabama. Even better when you can sit here and realize that there was a victory that happened last night in favor of the Shockers. So it's a much better morning than seeing a team lose. So we'll take the dub from last night. So Birmingham's looking pretty good right now.
I love it. I love it.
Very nice. Very nice.
Is that like a tournament or is it how does that work? Are they playing the same team each time?
So they have 3 games left in the regular season. We're getting closer to American Conference postseason tournament basketball. Big week this week for the women because they got to get both wins. They got the win last night, so they are still outside looking in for the postseason tournament. But if they knock off Tulane on Saturday, a team that is 1 game ahead of them, if they can beat Tulane, they'll split the regular season, and Wichita State will have the tiebreaker since they have the best win in conference play versus Tulane. They have a win against East Carolina. So 3 games left, a chance for postseason basketball. Oddly enough, if the Shockers were to make the American Conference postseason tournament, we would come right back to Birmingham, Alabama for the American Conference postseason tournament. So it's strange like to be here, but also wouldn't mind coming back here in a couple of weeks. It would be okay with me.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. So you're traveling around with them. I follow you on social media, so I see you all over the place. You went to San Francisco for the Super Bowl, got to meet some cool people. Baseball's rolling, all kinds of stuff. So what has you with the WSU women's team?
So I do radio for them. So I call every game home and away on radio as well as GoShockers.com. This is my 2nd year being the voice of Wichita State women's basketball. Travel with them wherever they go. It's taken me to some fun places to say the least. We're actually gearing up to go to New Orleans here today for a swing trip to complete the swing trip coming up on Saturday. So it takes me to some wonderful places. But as you brought up recently in San Francisco for the ESPN Wichita gig, which there are so many days where I wake up and I go, what city am I in today? Am I in Wichita? Am I in San Francisco? Am I in New Orleans? Like, where am I today? But that's the beauty of what I've been able to do. Very blessed to be able to travel and see the world, and it's been amazing. But yeah, San Francisco. I know it hurts that Dave's 49ers weren't in the Super Bowl. Sorry, Dave, but hey, I gotta say, it was still fun there in San Francisco. I know in some spots it maybe wasn't the greatest, but it was cool to get out there and see San Francisco. I've never been, so to be able to see the Golden Gate Bridge and to be able to get some amazing food out there in San Francisco, like everything was great. It truly was incredible. Got to see some Chiefs. Got a picture of Barry Sanders, the Wichita legend. So that part was really, really cool.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been a lot of fun in my world, to say the least. It's busy, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I want it to be busy. I don't want to be sitting on my rear end doing nothing. I want to be out and about traveling.
How many Super Bowls is that for you?
5 in a row, if you could believe that. I can't believe that. I'll never forget the first time I got the phone call from my boss, Chad Boger. He called me in January of 2022, and he called and he goes, "Hey, I have a question for you." I'm like, "Yeah, shoot, what's going on?" He goes, "Do you want to go to the Super Bowl?" And I go, no, it's not do I want to go to the Super Bowl? It's do you need me to go to the Super Bowl? Because it's 2 different scenarios. Like, I want, yes, but do you need me to go? He goes, yeah, absolutely. We got to get you out there. So my first experience was 2022 when it was the Bengals and the Rams, and that was out in LA, and it was still like you still had COVID lingering a little bit. So the go out to Radio Row,
Hmm.
it I was told by multiple people like it was neutered, and there wasn't as many people there. It's not exciting. It still was a weird time back then. Fast forward to 2023, you have the Chiefs making the Super Bowl. They're playing in Phoenix, and that was a better experience. Being able to go out and talking to Chiefs players one on one and stuff like that. That part was cool. But there were more people on Radio Row. 2024 comes around. It's in Las Vegas, the most amount of credential requests in Super Bowl radio history, and being there, yeah, there were a ton of people. I still can't believe what took place in Las Vegas because there were so many people, so few spots. Everyone was crammed in there. Like it was insane. 2025 was definitely fun too. Although the Chiefs got blasted by the Eagles, but going to New Orleans and getting a chance to get that experience was great. And then this past year going to San Francisco. So five years running. It's crazy to think that that is a thing. I never would have thought that that would be a possibility in my life, but to be able to do it is a true blessing. So yeah, five years in a row. It's crazy, and getting a chance to talk to some pretty legendary people like Emmitt Smith and Marshall Faulk, and it's an amazing experience.
2025, you received a pretty prestigious award, man. Talk a little bit about that experience and what it took for you to get that to win that.
Which one are we talking about now? Are we talking about the Sportscaster of the Year thing? So we're talking about
Sportscaster of the Year. That
hey,
one, yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
to,
Wow.
I have to ask, all right, because man, I'm just so I keep saying I'm blessed, but it's seriously. I have been so ridiculously fortunate to be in this position and to be able to just be part of the industry. It's to be in the industry for just 2 years is an accomplishment because there's so many people that want to get in the industry and they can't for a variety of reasons. There aren't as many positions maybe available for some people, and the competition is fierce. It's insane how many people want to be in this industry. But I had to ask because recently, when I was actually in San Francisco, come to find out that Barrett Media, which they have a committee of 30 to 35 different executives in radio, they like to grade, or I shouldn't say grade, but they like to look at multiple stations across the country, and they hand out I wouldn't say awards. I guess it would just be like top 20 list is what it is. And when I was in San Francisco, come to find out that I was actually named the 19th best program director for mid-market sports radio by Barrett Media, which is an amazing honor, but says a lot about the staff that I have and what we are able to accomplish in such a short span. We're not even at our 5 year anniversary yet at ESPN Wichita, and to already be in a top 20 category for mid-market sports talk radio stations, it says a lot about our growth and what we've been able to do and the partnerships that we have. One I know that I'm sure Dave is going to talk about here in just a little bit. But going back to last year, the Sportscaster of the Year award, I'm still amazed at that because a couple of years ago I was nominated for Sportscaster of the Year by the National Sports Media Association. And just to be in the same group as guys who I call mentors and call friends, it's that in itself is just amazing. I was just honored to be on the same list as those guys. I'm like, I have no shot. They're going to win it. No big deal. Fast forward to last year when once again I'm a nominee, and I thought that was such a cool thing, and I sent text messages to those who I think I knew voted for me because it's a peer based thing. It's not me trying to give everyone my resume and say, "Hey, look at me," that type of thing. It's all peer based. And this time around, when oddly enough, when the bus got here to this very same hotel in Birmingham, Alabama, is when I got a phone call from Dave Gorin, who's the executive director for the National Sports Media Association. And I picked up, and he's just like, "Hey, so it's my esteemed honor to let you know that you've been selected by your peers as the Sportscaster of the Year in Kansas." And I'm surrounded by all these women's basketball players, and I'm just sitting here just like, "Oh, that's so cool! Thanks so much. That's so sick. I appreciate that." And I can't believe that that's been a reality because there's so many talented broadcasters in Kansas. You look at Mike Kennedy, who actually won the 2025 Sportscaster of the Year for National Sports Media Association. So he's riding off into the sunset with a big award. Brian Haney's won it before. The voice of the Kansas Jayhawks, White Thompson, has won it numerous times at Kansas State, and those are guys who I consider friends now in this industry, and those who I can lean on for advice. Well, those same guys have also been kind of following my career, and they've been helping me out, and they were like, "Dude, you deserve this," and the fact that I was able to win it is just an amazing thing. And then to be able to go out to North Carolina and experience it with then my pregnant wife, she was pregnant with kid number two, Emma, still made the trek. Our toddler was able to come along for the ride as well, but she got to hang out with the family while we got a chance to experience the actual award ceremony and being able to shake hands with Mike Tirico, who just got done calling the Olympics. A guy who just can do it all, both radio and TV play by play. To be able to get a picture with Ian Eagle, who's just an incredible broadcaster as well. To be able to go out there and be able to accept the award and to be around so many wonderful broadcasters, it's truly amazing. So very humbled by it, and I can't thank all those who have been following my career and thought that I was worthy enough of such an honor. So really appreciate them, and definitely was one of those things that was completely unexpected because you don't get in this industry for the awards. You do it because you love what you do. But to be recognized by your peers is one of the top feelings that you can experience in your life. So I really appreciate that.
I just remember sending you a text message and you're like, "Hey man, I won't be available. I got to go to North Carolina." I was like, "For what?" And you're like, "I don't know," and all that good stuff. But to kind of hit on what you kind of mentioned, we are going to talk about the partnerships we have with you guys through the Kansas Collegiate League Baseball, through the Summer Ball Showdown, our golf tournament stuff. We do a lot with you guys, and we appreciate the idea that you guys created with the Coaches Corner, brought to you by Great Clips. That really helps our coaches, get out of that comfort zone. And I wouldn't say get in front of a camera, but I'm sure they would if they could. And then obviously helping them, talk through the media and stuff, bringing recognition to them, and then the teams that surround the area in the KCLB. And then you got to meet Jacob Baca, who now wants to do the Coach's Corner in studio with you because you took him on a tour at the ESPN, like the VIP night. But talk to us about the ideas behind the Coach's Corner. You came up with that, and I think that's just been an awesome segment that we add to the summer for the coaches.
Well, first off, I mean, you guys put in so much work, and the beauty of what we do at ESPN Wichita that I truly believe separates us because we had a massive 2025. All right, where our social media interaction, Facebook alone, we go from 1,600 followers in June, and it explodes to 10,000 by the end of the year. We have the programming, as we talked about, the award that Barrett Media was able to hand me, which was kind of a just again once again a cool thing. But it goes to show you what we've been about. We've been very intentional about growing these certain areas. But the one thing that I truly feel like separates us is the fact that we are truly community focused. We are live and local. That's what we are. I think nowadays people like to say they're live and local, but they don't necessarily back it up by doing these unique things. They don't think outside the box as to how they can highlight different things in their community. And that's where we've been able to excel. We've been able to do certain things. I mean, one thing that we have going on right now, which has been exploding on social media, ended up doing a high school athlete of the week segment that averages 10,000 views per video in the first semester. We're talking 20,000 people viewing a 90-second clip, every single week. But we do that because we want to highlight the student athletes in our community because they put in a lot of work. And how cool is it to say that, yeah, I did an interview with ESPN Wichita. Like that kid might hang on to that for the rest of his life. But when we hand out honorary ESPYs every single year, same thing. When they get that trophy, like that trophy just completely validates what they've been able to do over the course of an entire athletic year or even an entire athletic career. So we truly focus on being live and local and getting out in the community. And whenever we first talked, ESPN Wichita, KCLB, and Super Bowl Showdown, whenever we first talked, I think that's the one thing that stood out to us was, well, this is a local thing, and we need to be a part of it in some fashion and elevate the experience because you look at summer baseball. Now, I never played it. I was never good enough. We'll just put it at that. Although I stopped playing baseball when I was in eighth grade. I learned in eighth grade we didn't have a high school baseball team, so I'm like, I'm gonna need to put on extra weight anyways. Like I'm not gonna be able to do baseball in the summer, so well, let's just not worry about that. So I stopped doing baseball back then. But the one thing I do know, talking to so many of these kids who are just wanting a chance, they're wanting to get better. Look, summer baseball is not glamorous. All right, it's not glamorous for a lot of people, but how can you go about making it glamorous, making it big time where you are? And that was the idea with the KCLB Coaches Corner is to get these coaches who are putting in a lot of work, giving them a spotlight to talk about their career, but most importantly, showcase the kids that are all from around the world that find themselves in South Central Kansas to play baseball to try to get better. And that was the idea behind the Coaches Corner. And that's why we talk to coaches on a regular basis, and that's why we get involved because we feel like that's going to elevate the experience of the coaches, of the players, and it spotlights communities, which once again, that's what we're about. Let's spotlight the wonderful communities that are in the KCLB and highlight the fact that you have firework night that sells out, or they're doing unique things, unique promotions. That's what it's all about, is to shed a light on this wonderful league in the KCLB. So that's what it's all about. And same thing with Summer Ball Showdown as well. I mean, that's why we get involved with that as well, because it's a massive tournament. And I mean, where else are you going to be able to experience a home run derby and a wiffle ball tournament and catch some baseball at the same time? Like that doesn't happen all too often, out there. So we've been so happy with the partnership, but that's the reasoning behind it all, is to truly showcase the amazing coaches, the amazing kids, and just the effort that's put in on a regular basis in order to accomplish such a thing like the KCLB during the summer.
Well, we appreciate it, man. We really do. Those first conversations as we were putting things together, it's just it's refreshing to hear it and know that it's continuing, right? And your guys' passion behind what it is that you guys do there and helping us kind of spread that word. That means a lot to us, and it means a lot to our families that we represent, because like you said, and you hit it on the head, some of these interviews and the things that you do, not only KCLB wise, but SBS wise, like those are, those might be some of the only interviews that these guys ever get to do, and it's something that they can hold on to the rest of their lives, and or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's one of the first ones that they ever do, and then it just continues to explode from there. So it's a lot of fun to watch that, and kind of I joke about it because sometimes we're kind of putting those guys on the spot, and those guys aren't used to that, and so they have some fun with it, right? And kind of sink or swim type mentality, but they enjoy it, and it's good for our communities to share what we got going on, and invite more people out to get to experience it. And you guys are a big partner in that and a big help in that, so we really do appreciate everything you guys are doing there. I did want to ask though, because you do a lot of different things, right? You're wearing a lot of different hats and going to different teams, and you do play-by-play, like you do a little bit of everything, right? What is what's kind of your favorite thing to do? Like what's where you see, and I don't even know if you're planning on continuing doing anything different or have some goals in mind, or like what's like your go-to thing? Is it play-by-play? Is it the radio side? Like what's your most favorite thing you enjoy?
Well, I learned early on when I was a student at KU, my final year, my senior year, I had 5 jobs going on at once. But I wanted that because I wanted to be exposed to it all. I want to be able to say that I have the ability to do all these different things, whether it's play by play on the radio, play by play on TV, producing for the K State Sports Network that allowed me to go to Dublin, Ireland, last August, which was a lot of
That's
fun.
cool.
To do sports talk, to be able to interview people, like the beauty of this industry is you can do a lot of these different things. And if you're versatile and you can do all these different things, and you make yourself more valuable to someone who's looking to hire you. But my heart has always been play by play. And I don't know why it's always been that way. I probably do know why. When someone tells you when you are a freshman and you go to the meeting for the student run radio station, and for the first time they're explaining what they all do, and the first thing you hear is, yeah, we call games courtside Allen Fieldhouse. Okay, say less. You're telling me I'm going to be courtside Allen Fieldhouse, the mecca of college basketball? Done deal. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Now, you don't get that right away. You have to work your way up. It's typically for juniors and seniors that get that experience, right? So you have to work your way up. But you do women's basketball, then you do a little bit of football, and then you work your way up to men's basketball. And to be able to be courtside calling a game, and one game that will never be topped no matter what happens. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it will be topped at some point. But to be able to say the last time KU and MU played before the split up, I was able to be on the call in the second half and in overtime for that legendary comeback, the block by Thomas Robinson. I don't remember at all what I said because it was so loud in that place at the time. So that's probably what got me hooked, was to be able to be in that spot. Now you go from doing that to, all right, now you're in a town of 1,000 people, and you're calling high school basketball on a random Tuesday featuring 2 teams in the Northeast Kansas League. It's a complete
Mm.
different experience
A
compared
little different
to
atmosphere.
Allen Fieldhouse. Yeah, it's a little bit different, but the beauty of play by play, you get a chance to paint the picture. You get a chance to work in storylines, and you get a chance to basically create the story that is unfolding in front of your eyes on a regular basis. And I think that's been the beauty of play by play for me, is being able to experience something like that and to be able to relay it clearly to those who don't have the opportunity to watch it. Maybe they're just locked into you because they love Wichita State so much they want to listen to their broadcaster because they can't deal with the TV broadcasters because they're being one-sided or something. I have no idea, but that's what some people view. So play by play to me has always been near and dear to my heart. And when I accepted the job for ESPN Wichita, I didn't know if I would ever have the play by play experience, because I came on board to be the station manager, came to be on board to be the sports talk guy, to do all these different things. And then just some side stuff popped up, and some people requested, hey, would you be interested? And I course, turn, look at my wife. I'm like, hey, you sure I can leave for a full week? You sure? You sure you got
Uh-huh.
the two kids at home? That type of thing. So she's the glue. She's the reason to why I'm able to do all these wonderful things. But play by play is number one in my book, and I don't think there's anything more thrilling than being able to call a game courtside and to be able to describe what's unfolding in front of your eyes. So play by play to me is still number one in my heart.
I'd get kicked off so fast. I'd say way too many bad words. I'd get too
See,
into it, and like high energy, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Like,
yeah,
like fast
yeah,
break. Like I would
yeah.
I would immediately have some bad words coming out,
Well,
no
that's
doubt.
the funny part. So we're at home with with a toddler now who's
Uh-huh.
starting to pick up on things, right?
Uh-huh.
And my wife said something the other day. I'm not going to repeat it, but she said something the other day, and Grace repeated it, and I just looked at my wife. I'm like, "Are you serious right now?" And she's like, I'm sorry. Like, I'll make sure not to do it. Hey, we don't say that word, that type of thing. But I think that's kind of like the beauty of like when you're always thinking that there's a hot mic. Heck, there might be a hot mic in this lamp
Uh-huh.
right now. It's like you're
Right.
you're you're always reminding yourself of, hey, like just be careful where you are. You have to
Mhm.
have that mindset of knowing that anyone could be listening, that type of thing. So I've been I've knocked on wood. I haven't dropped any
Right.
bad words on the air yet. I
Yes.
hope that doesn't happen. But yeah,
It
you have
is
to be
hard to do
mindful.
though.
It
Like play
is.
by play is not we at Summer Bowl Showdown, Dave and I hopped on just to like talk through some games and just kind of it was the late night game, so everything was kind of chilling out downstairs and I didn't have to run
Mhm.
around so much, and we had stuff staffed, and so like we would hop on there and just try to have like conversation and like talk about it. Like there's an art to it. Like you
Mhm.
gotta not only do you have to be locked in at all times, but like you kind of have to have your sidebar conversations kind of queued up, and so like you're ready to
Mhm.
continue them, because every once in a while we would just sit there and like it'd be dead silent because we weren't talking and we're just watching, just watching a
Mhm.
game and like paying attention that way. So
It got so exciting he started naming players with nicknames.
yeah, well, I had to come up with stuff. Like I was like, man, I got to do something, because if not, I'll just not say anything. So it's just like I said, there's an art to it for sure. You gotta have a game plan, I guess.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like you have to be. I think that's part of what people don't see behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
People just think that you step behind a microphone and you speak. Now, there are people who are insanely gifted that can do that. I'm not one
Right.
of those people that can do that. You have to be able to prep. So you have to load up, and you have to make sure that you have all your notes. Like I was just telling someone this just this morning about just kind of how it all goes. And it's like all the stuff that you prep for, you spend hours and hours and hours finding trends and storylines and looking through someone's family history to try to just give yourself a little bit of an edge to try to describe something, what's going on. Like this gal, like she's got a famous cousin who's the former
Mm-hmm.
number one draft pick in the NBA draft, right? So like those are things that you are constantly searching for, and it's hard to find all that stuff, but you got to be prepared for any moment. But all this stuff that you prepare for, you use maybe 20% of your notes. So like you put in
Mm-hmm.
all this effort, all this time, you spend 5 hours on it, you use 20%. And it's, well, that defeats the purpose. Why did I prep so hard? It's so you are ready for any moment that takes place. If someone ends up knocking down five threes of the game, well, beforehand, she made five threes throughout the course of the season. She made five threes tonight. Where did that come from? Again, it tells the story of what just took place there. So yeah, you have to be able to have those notes. And I'm glad you brought up like it is an art. And now there's multiple ways to do it, right? It just like in most cases, I can tell you my path to get to where I am, but the path is never really going to be the same for everyone else. It's always going to be different for someone in the industry. But the art of play by play, you have so many different things you got to do. Well, first and foremost, how's your voice? Well, you have to train it a little bit. You have to be able to get it to a certain point to where it sounds natural and it sounds good. You have to work on enunciating. Those are things that we all can still work on, even just in regular day conversation. And
Oh,
then
we
you get
have
to
our
the
words that we struggle with.
you're talking to a guy who had to do speech lessons when he was a kid. Like those are things that I had to do on a regular basis because I had a tough time with R's. I couldn't say R's all that great, so I had to spend a
Nosh speaks two
moment.
English languages, so
Yeah, sometimes.
you know
And
it's all English, but it's just
it's an art,
Yeah,
man. It's an art.
it's an art. It's an
It's
art.
an
It's
art.
what it is. But there's so much that goes into it. You have to have the technique down. You have to understand that every time a bucket goes in, you have to relay the time and score. And most people don't understand that. Most people are just like, oh yeah, I can go 5 possessions without sharing the time or score. In my brain, it is important that as soon as a bucket happens, you got to do it. If you go 2 possessions without a bucket, you got to say the time and score. Like that's the technique that most people probably don't understand. But if you have a good technique, I think that sets the table for everything else. You can work on your voice, you can work on enunciating, you can work on being better at stats, preparing all those things. But to me, it all starts with technique. If your technique is crap, it's probably going to be a tough listen. At least in my eyes, it would be a tough listen.
Yeah, absolutely. You did say you have a hard stop here. We're approaching that time frame for when it's time to hop on that bus. So I do want to open the floor for you to give any shout outs or whatnot. We're grateful that you're on, and we just want to give you the time that you give us, and we love having you guys as a partner.
Yeah, well, we love it. We've enjoyed it. We're looking forward to doing it again here for 2026. I think that's kind of the amazing part about this industry is to it's the people you get to have relationships with. It's the people. When people ask me all the time, well, what's your favorite part about the job? It's the people. It's being able to have partners who are just good people who want to be a part of something that you're doing, but you want to be a part of what they're doing and you're rooting for them and they're rooting for you. Like that's in this day and age where there's so much serious stuff happening in the world. It's nice to have sports to get you away from that and with sports you can relate with so many people there's a lot of common ground in the sports community. Anyone that has ever played a sport can really relate to something like that. So I think the people the relationships that you're able to make with people on a regular basis, that's really the coolest thing. And it's amazing just when you take a step back and you realize how deep your network is or how many people are a part of the network that you have. Like it's just amazing. So appreciate you guys. And yeah, in terms of shout outs, I love how you open it up that way too. Hey, give a shout out to my wife. Once again, I think that is someone was asking me about that on a would have been on another podcast after it won the Sportscaster of the Year award. And I just told him that um she is the rock. So many people think that this is such an easy industry. It's a fun one, right? It's fun, it's rewarding. You get to travel and see so many different places. But I learned early on with her, I was looking at K State Sports Network. They called me to be a fill-in producer for Texas Tech in Manhattan, and they wanted me to go down to Norman, Oklahoma. It would have been the week before, just so I can see the setup and really get to get a feel of certain things. And I remember at the time, we're dating, and I just told her, it's like, hey, there's this opportunity. I don't know if this is cool with you or not. It's going to take me away from this weekend, and I don't know what else it's going to lead to. So I don't know what's going on. And she was immediately, it's just, well, you're doing it. Like, what do you mean I'm going to do it? She's like, you're doing it. I'm telling you right now, I am deciding for you. You are doing it. And she did it again for me as well before going to Dublin, Ireland. Same thing. Like fast forward to this past year when K-State has to go to Dublin, Ireland to square off with Iowa State. And typically I get about 6 games with the K-State Sports Network as a producer. I split it with another producer. And I was asked by Kansas State, well, you only have 3 games on the schedule. We feel bad. You only have 3. Would you be interested in maybe going to Dublin, Ireland? I go, well, that's insane because I would love to go to Dublin, but you're also talking to a guy whose wife at that time would have been what, 7 months pregnant. So you're asking me to do this, but
Walking into the lion's den right there.
yeah, exactly, right. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, there's just no way. And
Yeah.
and to make it even worse, like she is part Irish. So like I'm
Oh.
living out a dream of hers to be able to go to Ireland and being a part of it. So when I talked to her, it's like, hey, listen, I know the situation. And I'm more than happy to stay here and all that type of stuff. But she, once again, same thing as what she did back then. This time was a little bit different. This time it was I hate you, but you have to go. Like you have to go, and you are going. That. There's no answer from you. Like you cannot say yes or no because I'm deciding for you. You're going. So she has been my number one supporter, and she has been the love of my life for ever since I met her. I knew right away that it was going to be special. This one would be different, and I'm just so grateful to have her in my world, to be able to live out a dream and to be a part of it. So, shout out to my wife Kara for just putting up with me first and foremost. That's hard to do, but to be able to hold down the fort with my kids at home, and to be able to do all of this, it's not possible without a loving, supporting wife who just continues to be my number one cheerleader. So shout out to Kara, and that's all I got, guys. So appreciate your time, and let me know if we can do this again. Looking forward to the first edition of the KCLB Coaches Corner, which will be here before you know it. The golf tournament will be here before you know it.
Yep.
Sermon Ball Showdown will be here before you know it. Let's go, Bill. I'm excited. It should be lots of fun here for 2026.
Love
Yes,
it, man.
sir. Thank you, man. And safe travels with the team, and we'll try to tune in and hear you call those plays.
All right, guys. Appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. We'll talk to you guys soon.
We'll
Thanks,
see you.
Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
See you, fellas.
Big Pat.
Yeah, man. Lots of fun stuff with him. That was a lot of information.
Dude, that stuff's hard. Like
Yeah.
it's
Just-
so hard.
Just-
And you got to be like, everybody thinks that it's just like you can do it, like it's not that big, and you can keep the convos rolling. Play by play, anyway. That's what I'm talking about. Radio might be a little bit, maybe not easier, but easier to kind of have conversations because it's just slower pace. Like
Sure.
the game don't stop for you,
No,
you know. So
yeah.
like when you're sitting there trying to pay attention to all the things. And then they, the professionals, like they know about each player. They can talk about them, like give little tidbits here and there. Like it's a lot of information flowing very, very quickly.
Didn't you mention that you had done some play-by-play before?
Yes.
You guys got like a broadcasting family, kind of. You got the gene.
Yeah, my senior
Your brother,
year when
older? Is it the older brother that does it right now? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my senior
Not
year.
your younger. He's he's out there.
Can't trust him with a mic. Can't trust him with a mic.
He does want to get on the podcast, though.
Yeah, he wants to talk. He wants to put Sheldon in his place about Brock Purdy.
Yeah, well, all the comments are on my side, so.
Yeah, all the comments also hate Brock Purdy as a person, just like
Not
you do.
at all.
Yeah,
Dude.
he just sees Brock's face and he just clenches his fists. Yeah, he's just really jealous.
This guy.
Brock Purdy. But yeah, my senior year I did play-by-play for my college team. So that was a lone broadcast for 4 games a weekend. on the home games. I didn't travel with him or anything because I was working otherwise. But that was a lot of fun. But it was kind of hard doing it by myself. But baseball is a little bit easier. And then my older brother does. He's the voice of the Spencer Tigers up in Iowa.
What are they?
They're high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he does their play-by-play for all of their football games. And then he also does sideline reporting for Morningside College in Sioux City, which is actually where he went to college at. And then, he does a bunch of other stuff at the radio station he works at. He's all over the place up in Northwest Iowa. So
It would be a fun job. Like, I think it would be fun to bounce around.
What he was saying, it's a lot and it's busy.
Yeah.
Like Steven.
There's got to be a lot of background work, though. Like,
Oh yeah, dude, you
that
should
you just
see-
don't see. He's
you
probably
should-
got notes
yeah.
on.
He's got very organized depth charts for every single
Mhm.
sport, and their stats to go along with the depth chart. So, and how to pronunciate as well. So he's got their
So you don't
name,
get those
each
moms
player,
in the comments. That's
Yeah.
not his name.
each player,
It's
their
Niage,
whether
not
they're
Nage.
the backup point guard or whatnot. He's got all of their stats and their pronunciation of their names each time, and
Yeah, I saw that.
So he announces every single sport up there. He's done swimming. He's done wrestling. Right now, he's covering the wrestling their
Ooh, wrestling
districts.
would be
That would be
cool.
kind of
He's
interesting.
I think wrestling's his favorite. to
Oh,
do.
he got his leg. Watch out.
Yeah, wrestling might
WWE
be his
style.
favorite. He loves doing wrestling.
Oh, no. His face is in the mat. Uh-oh. This ain't looking good, John. I'm telling you, see, I got the energy. I don't know what's going to come out sometimes.
Well, what's funny is like you think you have the energy, and then that mic gets in front of you, and then all of a sudden, like you're thinking about who, like he was saying, you're thinking about you don't know who's listening, and then
Well, he's got plenty of years to work on Mike being in front of him when Banks is wrestling or playing sports, and all of a sudden Sheldon's popping in on the mic, just calling everything out.
Yeah, see? No, it's hard. It moves so fast. Even baseball. Like
Wait.
baseball, you sit there and I just remember us trying to talk about it. And we're like, we're not conditioned, I guess, to like remind them the score, remind them the count, remind them who's at that.
that's
But
it.
that's like the whole
that's the biggest thing right
thing.
there. Yeah, when
Yeah.
you're doing that, I mean, you got to I remind the count after every single pitch.
Yeah.
Before the pitch, right after the pitch, after every half inning, you're announcing the score.
So I feel like when we're watching
Yeah.
something, you hear that, but we're like almost programmed like that's just how it's supposed to be. But like then you go to do it. I don't remember ever.
Then
Well,
then I got to find something to talk about in between innings
Right.
with myself,
The difference,
which I have practice doing. So
Playing all those
You know,
baseball games.
you
with-
know.
when we set it
A
up,
lot of-
Sheldon,
lot of
we were
practice.
trying to score the game. We were trying to do
Yeah.
all of these things, like, oh yeah,
To be
that,
honest,
that was a double.
doing that made it a little bit easier to talk about like the statistic portion of the game. Like, okay, we got a runner on first and second now, blah blah. But like, just the after pre-pitch and every pitch, and then who's doing what, like what. Oh, now we got a ground out over here to second. Like that portion of it wasn't bad, but like the pitch by pitch, I would just all the time I'd forget that I wasn't saying anything. I'm like, oh wow, okay, yeah, it's 2-2.
The
You
voice
know?
in your head was talking, but not through your
Exactly.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, just some breaking news for everyone: Malik Willis landing spots. They believe that he is going to make $30+ million a year.
Yeah.
should be
So-
more.
Should be more. Anyways.
Jordan Love cut.
Yeah.
Malik
Jordan-
Willis, 30 million savings, actually, when
Yeah.
you think about the big picture.
They cut Jordan Love. Jordan Love signs to the Browns for $900 million guaranteed.
I think he'd go to the Dolphins.
Jordan Love.
We'd appreciate him down in Miami. Jordan Love, if you're watching this, please come to Miami.
You
Hey,
mean
Take anybody
I don't know
Willis.
why they wouldn't get Malik. I
Malik
mean,
Willis? That would be
Him
smart.
and Jeff have a good relationship.
or Lamar. Lamar's on the block. A little Florida boy, get the Florida Jet all the way into Miami colors. I'd love to see a Florida Jet in Florida, man.
Finally, Naj
Florida what?
talks.
A Florida Jet.
That's like
Florida
what they call
Jet.
each other.
Yeah, that's what they call them in Florida.
Here in,
Jets.
here in Kansas, we're wits.
No, you're not gonna hear that. Nah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you just love to see a wit from Kansas.
Yo, what up, my
man.
wit?
With two T's.
Oh, wow.
Florida, I'm sorry.
What is I don't.
We don't. You
Florida.
gotta
If you get to
cheat.
make up random shit, so do I.
That's not random though.
What is it? Where
It's
did it
not
come
random. That's in Florida. I promise you.
from? A jit.
A jet is anybody in
Oh, I've
Florida
heard it.
under like 5'7". So
Well, then it's not Lamar.
So you wouldn't be a jet.
Oh, dang it. Yeah,
Technically-
I'm
technically he's a
slightly
jet.
above that.
Lamar's 6'4".
yeah, he's a jet though
Well,
because he
But
grew
the-
up in Florida. Like if
So
at
that's
one-
like what you
so
call,
at
like, little-
one point
that, that's
when
like yeah, that's Lil Man.
Like, okay.
Lil Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah, yeah, Lil Man.
I'm
He's
so
"What?"
confused on some of that stuff, but anyways.
We're actually Kansas Hicks.
What?
So-
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So Naj, fun
Gotta
story
love
because
seeing
you
good
are
hit from
a
Kansas.
Summer Ball Showdown champion.
Yes, sir.
The trophy actually sat at ESPN Wichita for about 4 months before it
we've
made
already-
its
we've
way
already covered
into the
this.
hands of Wellington.
So why didn't nobody tell me? Why did anybody tell me the trophy was there? I would have went and got
I
it.
do like the idea of the coaches going to the studio and doing that if they would let them. I think that's kind of cool.
He did say yes, but
If we could get them to actually show up.
Chris won't.
yeah, Chris won't.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
But
No, we appreciate ESPN a lot. Like that, it's grown. It's growing on me. I'm old school in that aspect where it's like, whatever. But it's growing on me a little bit to where I like it more every year. That's what I'll say.
Hear that, ESPN? He hates you.
No,
Just like he hates Brock Purdy.
There we go. No, they've just been good partners, which usually you don't see. The other radio stations around here and the things that we've seen in many times where, you try to do stuff with them and then it just kind of falls flat and they don't give you any activity. There's no buy-in from them. Like, it kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth for all of the places. And ESPN has been a nice, like, refreshing kind of revamp to that because they actually care about the local community. They care about covering local sports. They actually have segments inside of their regular program stuff to cover local things and not just talk about WSU, the Royals, and the Chiefs. Like,
K-U-K-State.
KU-K-State, sure. But, I mean, they still cover all that stuff too. But, like, they actually try to do stuff for local sports, which is what we represent, So it's cool to kind of see that come to fruition and they actually do what they say they're going to do, which, that's why I've been a lot more bought in on it. So,
absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
cool. Let's wrap it up.
Well, sure.
No.
Everybody wrap.
Sean, can you lead us in prayer?
I got to go
please?
sand a deck. If anybody out there wants to come help.
Does anybody know how to build a porch? Please hit me up if you know how to build a porch.
I have some wood that I took off my deck that you can take to
Can I-
your porch.
Can I have some of that?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that. That
Deal's
helps
getting
me a
done.
bit. I'll help you sand.
All right, deal. Come pick it up. Okay, I'm ready to pray.
You want?
I'm ready for you to pray.
You sure?
Yes.
You want me to pray, Sean?
Go for it
All
now.
right, I got it. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for bringing us here once and again. Thank you for health and strength, time, and opportunity. Thank you for another day that we get to come here and talk about the things we love and the things we get to do every day. Thank you for another day of letting us bring some light into some people's lives today. Thank you for another day to be great, Lord, another day to transform lives. And what we do here at Parisi and what we do every day. In your son's precious name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Well, that's it for episode 87.
You got turbo
We had Pat
prayer.
Strothman with ESPN Wichita on with us, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.